Hello, College Reading and Writing. Welcome to Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Good work, and today is the big day. We are going to be picking our literary analysis book today. So lots to get through. Let's get started here. First of all, our agenda. We do have word work we're going to talk about today and review a few of the words we've learned this week. Then I'm going to go through the process of selecting your literary analysis book. I'm going to give you some guidelines. I'm going to tell you where you could find books. I have about 10 suggestions of books to get you started in your look. Then you're going to email me your selection when you decide on your book, and there is a discussion board post that needs to happen as well. So first of all, let's review some of our word work from this week. We've got idiosyncratic, idyllic. Review for yourself. What do these words mean as I'm waiting and pausing? Insidious and litany. Again, if you guys have any problems pronouncing these words, go ahead and Google them and have Google read the words to you so you've got an idea there. All right, today's word number 5, is lurid. It is an adjective describing the language characterized by vivid descriptions or details that are meant to provoke or shock the reader. My example sentence says, Stephen King uses lurid descriptions of murders in his book to help the readers visualize his horrific scene. Lurid. Make sure you get the notes into OneNote under Group 4 for word work, and then please make sure you also write your own sentence using lurid as an adjective. All right, let's chat guidelines for choosing a book for the literary analysis. First of all, you need to keep in mind that for reading time you have today, Friday, April 17th through Monday, May 5th. That's when you need to have your book read by. During that time, we will do a lot of work and check-ins on your book, so make sure you're picking something that you actually want to read, okay? It must be something you have not read already, and then something that you're willing to dig into, because it will be very, very obvious if we are discussing and moving through book conversations and you aren't going anywhere with your book. Or maybe all of the page numbers you cite in your essay only go to page 30 because you haven't read past page 30. So keep in mind, choose something you want to read, maybe something you need to read to get ready for college. Maybe you want to pick something that will get your mind off the world today. I've got some really great suggestions coming up, but pick something you actually want to read. Okay, so where can you actually find a book? First, just start at your house. Since you're there already, look around, see what you have, maybe ask a parent or a sibling if they have any suggestions of a book that might actually be in your house. If you don't have a book in your home, Miss Manley has given us 3 different links for ebooks. Now again, reading online is a different experience. However, that's where we are right now, so that might be a direction that you need to go. Miss Manley has provided Brain Pop, which is, it's got a whole library of popular young adult literature. The McInvia catalog is mostly books that we have in our school library, but the ebook format. And then Teen Book Cloud is one that I haven't dug into much, but it had just become free for people doing distance learning. So that would be another resource for you to go in. There is a handout from Miss Manley in the folder for today, Friday, April 17th, that you can look at that shows you how to log into each one of those and then how to look through and find books that you might want to rent as ebooks for this literary analysis. If that's not your cup of tea, you could definitely venture carefully out to Walmart or Target with a mask, of course, and safely. Make sure you're not in a situation that is not healthy for you to find a book. Or I do know the Barnes & Noble in Rochester and La Crosse are both doing curbside pickup. So you just give them a call, you order the book through them, and then you go and let them know when you're there and they bring it right out to you. It's an awesome way to do things. I've actually already done that for myself through Barnes & Noble and La Crosse. So that is an option. Finally, if you're not wanting to do the free ebooks or the books from your house, you could order from Amazon. I would just make sure that you are able to get like a 2-day shipping so that you have it in your hands by next week and can start reading. So those are places that you can find books. Here are a few suggestions from me. We're going to start over here on the left. First of all, Looking for Alaska is by John Green. He's one of my favorite young adult writers. You will find some drama. You will find some mystery. John Green does a great job creating characters that kind of stick with you for a long time. So you could look into Looking for Alaska. Second book is more of a classic written by Toni Morrison. It's called Beloved. This is one of my favorite African American authors who digs into some racial civil rights type movement things. She also writes really strongly about family connection, and her word choices are just so beautiful to me. I love her writing style. Toni Morrison's Beloved is also considered a classic, so if you're getting ready for college, you want to have a few more classics under your belt, that might be a good choice. It's not very long. The writing takes a minute to get used to because she does have a specific dialect and tone in her voice coming from her background. Next book, Serpent and Dove. I read this one recently. I love witch stories, and this one takes place way back when with kind of a modern feel to it, which is weird. But Serpent and Dove is about a young witch trying to not be a witch anymore, and a witch hunter. Long story short, without giving too much away, they end up having to be married. So a witch is married to a witch hunter. There's definitely some hiding of identity there. There's a lot of suspense. There's a mystery built in. I really enjoyed this book. It is a little bit thicker. There were quite a few pages in that one, but if you like a page turner, that would be a good one. Fourth book, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, My Sci-Fi Friends, or High Adventure. You will definitely like this one. It's also one that if you watch the movie and read the book, I would read the book first and then watch the movie. The movie definitely has way more flair and excitement to it, whereas the book has to use its words to sell it. But I really liked the characters in this book. It was witty. It's got that 80s feel to it. And there were a lot of laugh out loud moments with that book. Fifth book here is an autobiography. I will open the door during our literary analysis to autobiographies if you would like to pursue one. So, A Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. It is considered a classic, something everybody should read. I've read it a few different times, and it strangely connects with some of the things that we're experiencing in our world today with quarantine and different leaders and things like that. So that might be a good one for you if you're into a factual autobiography type book. All right. Our next list, Little Fires Everywhere. I don't know if anybody's watching on Hulu, but Hulu is not living up to the book, I don't think. This is a family drama from small town USA. There are two families, upper class versus lower class, and how they're surviving through life. There's a lot of judgment there, a lot of character development. So if that's your thing, check this one out. Where the Crawdads Sing it's based in the Carolinas. It's a beautiful setting, a lot of really descriptive language in that one. It sets up in the 70s, I believe, and the characters in there are so real. The author has done a great job creating character development. There's a mystery that goes along with it. Again, I laughed out loud. I cried with this one. I highly recommend it. It's been very popular the last year or two. Ordinary Grace is one of my favorite books of all time. William Kent Kruger is a Minnesota author, and he bases his books in Minnesota, so there might be areas that you would recognize as the story is going along. Another really great character development one. This one's written back in like the 60s and 70s. There's a mystery, there's a family, and then towards the end, it's all wrapped up really nicely. That's one of the reasons I like William Kent Kruger. He draws this line of character development, then he throws in a mystery and a lot of suspense, and then by the end, it's all wrapped up, and you feel like, okay. Okay, fourth book we've got here is Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. It is on many of the AP tests. It's one of the books that your college professors will think that you have read, but Lewis and Ultra has taken it off of our list of required reading. So if that's one that you want to dig into, it's not too hard. I think it's manageable without being in a class that's going over it. The language can get tricky at times, and so you need to keep in mind that, however, there are a ton of resources online if you get stuck at a part or you're not understanding the themes, that you can Google up themes from Huck Finn and it'll help you understand that a little bit more. The story obviously is an adventure. Mark Twain is an amazing writer, I think, when it comes to description and really capturing a time period or an era, and Huck Finn will do that for you. Finally, we've got a book by Jason Reynolds, co-written by Brennan Keeley. Jason Reynolds is one of my favorite authors to recommend to teenagers at this point. He deals a lot with racial biases. He also focuses on male characters often and the development of the role of the male in a family or on a team or in a community. So All American Boys by Jason Reynolds, co-written by Brennan Keeley, it's a great option if you're looking for more current, suspenseful, male type themes. All right, you guys. So those are just 10 suggestions for me of books I've read recently within the last year or two. Dig into those ideas. If you see something you like, awesome. Send me an email and we can get you signed up for that. Please know, once you pick your book, you do need my permission to read it. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming, sorry. So when you email me, I will check it out. If it's a book I've heard of, great. I'll send you the okay. If it's a book I haven't heard of, I might need to dig around a little bit, make sure that it's going to work for our literary analysis. But keep in mind that no student will be reading the same book as somebody else. So it is first come, first served basis. Email me your title and author. I'll shoot you an email back and let you know if you're good to go. After you do have approval from me, there is a book selection discussion board set up for today in Schoology. So please make sure by 11:59 tonight, Friday, April 17th, you have completed that discussion board, and then you can see what everybody else is reading as well. All right, y'all, this is exciting time, getting ready to do our reading. I'm very excited as well. Please let me know if you have any questions. Take care, stay healthy, I miss you. Bye.